My name is Jessica King Tidwell, and my role at CHRISTUS Trinity Mother Frances is a nurse practitioner with Trinity Clinics. I'll be primarily with the Pulmonary department. I'm originally from Shreveport, Louisiana. I moved to Marshall, Texas, specifically Elysian Fields, in 2009. The Shreveport that I grew up in very much mimics the Marshall that we know today. Very small, quaint, quiet. Personally, I would have to say my parents. My father is my #1 fan. We really are best friends. We talk every single day. My dad is an LSU graduate, so of course every spring, every fall is football, and that's a key point of contention at times between myself and my brother and my dad, but it's definitely something that brings us together. Second would be my mother. I actually lost my mother at the age of 18. And I had never considered a career in medicine until my mother became very ill. And it frightened me at a childlike age like that, but it also inspired me to go on and to help others. And one of the biggest concepts that my mother taught me, even as a very small girl, was the concept of pay it forward. If someone does something nice for you, the best way to tell them thank you is to pay that forward onto someone else. Well, I actually began my college career in Natchitoches, Louisiana at Northwestern State University. I went on a dance and musical theater scholarship, believe it or not, and I've spent the majority of my first year really getting to interact with people and getting to spend a lot of time around art and music. And shortly into my final session of my first semester, my mother did pass away, and that brought me back to Shreveport to help care for my dad and for my family who was grieving. And I ended up at the Northwestern State University College of Nursing, which is based in Shreveport. I went primarily to take some core classes to keep my scholarships, and I ended up falling in love with the nursing program. I get to be a part of people's lives in such a unique way. We get to step into people's lives at a time that is the darkest point of their life, but it's one of the highest points of mine, because I get the opportunity to help and to guide, to counsel, to save a life, whether that be in a technical sense or in a spiritual sense. I actually was not previously aware of CHRISTUS Trinity Mother Frances. I didn't know much at all about this area of Texas, and in the past year, throughout my different ventures at LSU Health in Shreveport, I've gotten to know quite a few pharmacy reps, and I got to know one in particular that is from the Longview area. And when I mentioned to him that I was considering moving my practice to East Texas, he called me over and said, don't call any other hospital, you've got to check this place out. They're fantastic, take whatever job they give you, you'll love it. And I later found out that he said that because his wife was a patient here at one point, and unfortunately she did pass away, but the fact that even years later he remembered having such a positive experience here really spoke volumes to me. My primary philosophy, again, going back to my mother's influence, is the concept of paying it forward. In my years as a nurse and now as a practitioner, I've gotten the opportunity to precept new nurses and new practitioners as they're coming out of school. And one of the primary points that I try to drive home with them is the fact that whether you are there for an hour, 30 minutes, a 12-hour shift, it doesn't matter. It's not about you. At the end of that day, at the end of your shift, it was about them. You, at the end of the day, get to go home to your family and your children and your life. They don't, and they may never get to. And it's your job and your responsibility, and should be your commitment to be as much as you possibly can to that person and to their experience.